Noah Fant released by the Seattle Seahawks. I'm going to make a case to you guys, Broncos country, why we should bring back Noah Fant. Of course, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Smash that like, subscribe. I got an announcement at the end of this video, so stick around for that. But let's go ahead and get started. Noah Fant released, and normally I'm not talking about, hey, bring him back, bust first round draft picks. But Noah Fant isn't a bad player. Like, he's not worthy of being on an NFL roster, right? What he brings to the table. Look at this, 500 receiving yards. This essentially would tie for second place on the Broncos in receiving last year with Marvin Mims. He had 503 yards. Same thing, man. Boasts a great receiving grade of 70.2. See, that's 21st in the NFL. And, Noah Fant's a plus player. The issue with bringing him here is that you got Evan Ingram as that primary receiving tight end. And Noah Fant isn't that great of a blocker. But I'm going to make my case soon enough for why he should be on the team. But the other, quote unquote, starting role or a main rotation role in the tight end room here in Denver is that inline tight end that's blocking a lot, that can give you a little bit in the passing game. And that would be like what Adam Troutman brings to the table. Now, Adam Troutman brings pretty much next to nothing when it comes to receiving. As you can see here, he had 190 receiving yards on this season. 2 touchdowns, though. One was like a one-handed grab, if I remember correctly. So, that was nice. Maybe this is the year of the Adam Troutman breakout. He's right in the middle of his prime at 28.4. But this is where he really excels here in the blocking game, a 62.9 blocking grade for pass blocking, and then 56.6 in the run, which is that is a good blocking grade. Maybe not elite, but that is plus blocking in the run. Now, the problem with Noah Fant, although he's giving you so much in the receiving game at that 6'4", 250 frame of his, he's not giving you much at all when it comes to the blocking. You can see pass blocking grades just god-awful at 34.5. Now, I will say gave up no sacks, no hits, 4 hurries, 4 pressures, okay? But at least no sacks, right? And then the run blocking, it is not good at 42.3. And we saw a lot of that during his time here in Denver. Rarely breaks tackles, but nonetheless seemed to be a good receiver, a good receiving weapon for Seattle. And right now, our tight end room, if this is my case, if Evan Ingram goes down, guys, what are we left with? What are we left with? And it's back to where we were the year before, guys. We don't want to go through that again now, do we? We don't want to go through that now. Let's take a look at the depth chart. So you see, you kind of got Evan Ingram right there, Adam Troutman. And then after that, where do we go? Caleb Lohner. I'm excited about him, but he's still kind of new to football. I don't think that we should be depending on him this year. Lucas Kroll could go. So, and then Nate Atkins, he's more like our fullback. So I think that, hey, let's say we keep 1, 2, 3, including Lohner, 4 tight ends on the roster, not including Nate Atkins. That leaves a spot for Lucas Kroll. I would much rather upgrade that spot with Noah Fant than have a Lucas Kroll there, unless this is the year that Kroll really benefited from tight end U, and we were just a year too early on hyping him up. I don't think Michael Burton makes this roster. He was mainly on the practice squad last year. So that's kind of where I see it. Move Nate Atkins out to fullback, then have 4 tight ends on the roster. I think we could do that. We will keep Caleb Lohner on the roster. And I think that would be phenomenal. We still have a receiving threat in the tight end room if Evan Ingram were to go down. And let's say we could still run some of that 21 personnel or whatever with 2 tight ends running back out there with Evan Ingram and Noah Fant. Imagine Noah Fant in the open field. You have seen Noah Fant. He does have decent speed in the open field. You have seen him score some long touchdowns every now and then. And when defenses got to pay more attention to Evan Ingram when he's out there, that could really benefit. Now, again, maybe we could bring him in and he could take over for Adam Troutman if he just really improves on his blocking. But strangely, being an Iowa Hawkeyes tight end, I mean, he just isn't on the level as some of these other tight ends coming from Iowa when it comes to the blocking. strangely enough. But when we also take a look at our cap space, guys, got plenty of cap space. And this is going to be a question for Denver is do they want to use any, if my marker tool will start to work, do they want to use any of this $13 million or so that they have? Sorry, my marker tool just does not want to comply. So we're going to get rid of it. This $13 million that they got in cap space. Now there are a handful of extensions that we could give in no particular order. Nick Bonito, Zach Allen, JFN, Cortland Sutton. Feel like I'm forgetting another one, but those are 4 right there. We could front load some of these extensions and put some of their future money into this year because we have the cap space to do that, which then would lower their cap hit in another future year. Or we could spend this money right now, or we could just hold pat and roll it all over into next year. We'll have to see, but could we sign Noah Fant to like a $6 million 1-year deal out here? Man, I would love that. If it makes sense financially for us to do it, it might seem like a little luxury, guys, but I don't think that we should hold back when it comes to giving Bo Nix more weapons. You saw that we ended up getting that deal done with J.K. Dobbins, which is great. And we brought in Evan Ingram, but now it's time again for us to fill out the tight end room, maybe in a similar way with how we rounded out the running back room with bringing in J.K. Dobbins. Let's just bring in one more veteran. I don't know if it's a direct comparison to talk about Adam Troutman like he's the Jaleel McLaughlin of our tight end room. That might be throwing some shade at Jaleel. But I kind of see them like those guys. Like they're guys that I'm fine with having on the roster, but I definitely don't think that we should overlook upgrading where they're at, upgrading from those players with where they're at on the depth chart. That's just how I feel about it. Now, the other thing is that Noah Fant is probably going to have some other interest around the NFL. Okay. He could probably sign somewhere else where he's, I don't know about a starting tight end position. Maybe you guys could educate me on that, but yeah, definitely like a tight end 2 somewhere. People have brought up Miami. I think that there are a lot of teams that could benefit from having a second tight end like Noah Fant on the roster. God forbid Kansas City, right? We don't need that. So I think he's going to have his choice. And I think Denver should make a strong pitch that, hey, we might not have as much playing time to offer, but we could offer a little bit more money. We could guarantee a little bit more, right? Walton Penner Group doesn't care about that. As long as it's not Russell Wilson. So y'all let me know what you think about this in the comments. I'm really excited for training camp. I think that starts on Wednesday. Everybody's signed. Guys, I have been starting up a new TikTok. So if you could please subscribe to that in the description, that would be massive. I had to start a new one due to me opening up my first account with an X Twitter account, and they're not allowing those logins anymore. It's a mess. So I had to start a new one. Wouldn't allow me to change my login info. So that would be greatly appreciated if you could go along and support me over there. And then reminder, tomorrow night, guys, we have Horsepower Hour. Going to be fun to discuss training camp. We got some real stuff to start talking about. Y'all take care and go Broncos.